that in mind, I would like to ask Dion Miller to come up, our new athletic director. This is her first coach, and second coach. Let me just do a little anecdote here. Third coach, because, and here's a track record. The first coach that we hired was a track coach, young man. He made coach of the year in his first year. Okay? Another coach that we hired was the basketball coach. He made coach of the year in his first year. Second year? Second year. So I just want to let it be known publicly that the coach who's coming in now doesn't make coach of the year in the first year. We got to watch out for him. Dion, would you please come up and bring the coach?
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for attending today. And once again, I would like to thank the hiring committee for all their input and help that we did trying to recruit our coach. We had a great quality of pool of candidates that applied for this job. I think it speaks to what Larry Souza has done with the program and Marv Grimm beforehand. And so I just wanted to thank Larry for the 8 years of hard work that you did put into the program. I think it shows that people do want to come to Hartnell College and work at Hartnell College and follow the tradition that you've established. Also, people want to come and live in Salinas. And so I think that's really important to note that we had some very high quality candidates that did come in and apply for this job. When we started the search, we had a vision. There were two things that we were looking for. We wanted someone that would come in, win games, and put a quality product on the field. We wanted someone that would fill the pit where we play our football games with a good quality product. Also someone that was going to bring fun and bring their families out to the game and just have a quality product out on the field. I think we've done that today with our choice. Secondly, we wanted someone that would continually recruit good people, good men into our program who were not only athletes but who were also scholars. I think that's really important with our mission here at Hartnell College. Once we got our candidate on campus, it wasn't really too hard to convince him that we as an athletic department, that Hartnell as a college, and that the community at large would stand behind him and support him every step of the way. So I really think that's really important for us, and that's one of our goals. Someone once told me that it's not important who we are, but where we are going. So today we certainly feel that we are heading in the right direction, and now it's my pleasure to introduce you to our new head coach, and I'll let him tell you about some of his experiences and how he got here. It's my pleasure to introduce you guys to the new head coach of Hartnell College, Matt Collins.
Good morning, and it's an honor to be here. First off, I'd like to thank Dr. Velo and Dr. Hoffman and the hiring committee and Dion Miller. My first 2 days here, both interviews, the community at large, the people that I met were excellent to me. They treated me with respect. They made me feel welcome on this campus, and I knew at that moment that this would be a place that I'd love to hang my hat for a number of years. And Coach Souza and Coach Grimm, they've both been great guys to me. I've got a history with Coach Souza. We've known each other since my first junior college job at Mendocino College as an assistant coach. Talked at many clinics together and developed quite a friendship. And when I found out that he was stepping down, I definitely became heavily interested in this position. Pursued it the best I could with my background and all the things I've done, not only as a coach but as an instructor and a member of the physical education department, and feel that I had all the qualifications needed and more to take on the job of the head coach of California Community College. Myself, I grew up and born and raised in San Francisco, and a little history, and attended Cardinal Newman High School, which is kind of like a Palma High School down here, private Catholic high school, with a lot of rich history and tradition, and learned a lot of great things through my experiences there. Attended junior college myself, so have a great idea of the kind of people that go to a community college. Not everybody goes to a four-year right out of high school for a variety of reasons, but I think that helps with being an instructor and a coach at the community college level, is being one who has participated as a student athlete themselves. And that helped me along the way with my experiences. Coaching, I got into coaching because of the passion for the game and the passion to work with the youth and young adults and communities. And community is such a big thing. And we know that, like Dr. Velo said, this isn't just about football. And when they asked me in that interview where the program would be in 3 years, the first thing that you want to say is, it comes to mind would be wins and losses. And to me, that'll happen. That's going to happen as a result of putting great people out into our community, great people into our classrooms, on the practice field, and on the game field. And if we do those things the way that the coaching staff will be prepared to provide leadership, then we're going to end up with a ton of wins and some championships. And that's just basically a formula that's been the way of a traditional victory formula for years for any program. Just bring the balls in and roll them out. This is an opportunity to work with young men and help them see that there are other things in life than just football or just sports. And being at Hartnell offers me an opportunity to provide leadership and guidance and direction for these young men, both athletically and academically. And with that, once again, I just want to thank the committee, the coaching staff, the faculty, who has been terrific up to this point. And I look forward to working with them hand in hand on a daily basis as a member of the physical education department.
Now, we'll let the coach and the assistant, the dean, take some questions, but as traditional in Hartnell, we're going to pin him because we want him to know that he now belongs to us. I don't know what all that means, but whatever it is.
All right, so we'll open it up to questions for Matt.
Hey Matt, I'm George Watkins with the SALINAS newspaper.
Hi, George.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about your background at Santa Rosa? How many years you've been there? What areas you were coaching?
I've been at Santa Rosa JC for 5 seasons as a receiver coach in a high-profile, fast-break passing attack offense, which has led the nation in a variety of categories over the years that I've been there. And worked with special teams units as well, in all areas of fundraising, recruiting, dealing with recruiters from the university levels, as far as providing them information, highlight tapes, transcripts, all the things you can imagine a coach does in the office on a daily basis. And I've been a guy that has dedicated myself to helping out a program regardless of the income. There's been many hours that I put in for minimal pay, and that's not why I've done it. So I've done it to help the program be successful. Has not been a requirement in the position that I've been in, but it's something you do to be good. So that has been a really great experience for me amongst the other places that I've been. But that place in particular, I worked with some great coaches, some great administrators, and I've learned quite a lot in the field.
You got a lot of players here right now, and obviously what you were talking about, your offense, seems probably pretty appealing to everybody in the room here. Is that sort of the same philosophy in terms of the offense?
The offense will be very similar with added run game wrinkles. I do not want to elaborate too much more on that, but we'll save that for game day.
Is this your first head coaching interview? Have you gone through this process before?
No, I've interviewed a couple other occasions for other positions, one being a head job, others being full-time teaching / assistant jobs.
Santa Rosa has a long history of continued success. I mean, you've probably got one of the best programs in Northern California. To keep it, any junior college running that consistently for that long, you obviously have to have a pretty good system. Is that something you think you can bring to Hartnell and put this program back up on its feet? Or
Well, I know that it's going to take a group effort, not only for myself, but from the men that I bring in to assist me in this process. And that's the key to any successful program, is having quality assistant coaches. And that will be done here in the next week or so, finalizing a staff and getting together and preparing a formula here as we approach spring practice.
You'll be out there for spring practice, I take it?
Sure.
Yeah. Is that going to be the first time? I know school's breaking this week. Are you going to have a chance to meet with any of the players? Or?
I just want it to be known that on Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock in room 138, we're going to have a team meeting with all existing and returning players and high school students that are not participating in spring sports are more than welcome to attend that as well. I'd love to have as many local high school seniors that plan on, or maybe even just considering Hartnell College, to attend that meeting as well.
This coming Monday?
This coming? No, sorry, the 9th, the day after Easter.
Matt, I'm Dennis Taylor from the Monterey Herald.
Pleasure to meet you, Dennis.
Pleasure to meet you. What do you think is going to be the secret to building a consistent program in a situation like this when you've got players coming in every 2 years, leaving every 2 years?
Well, the secret to that is creating buy-in. Buy-in to what you're teaching, buying into the school. And a good example of that is we had been playing a little shoot-around basketball with some of the players a month or so ago. A couple weeks prior to that, some of the guys would make a shot and say, yeah, that's how we do it in, say, Kansas, or that's how we do it in Oregon. But 2 weeks later, guys were saying, this is how we do it at Santa Rosa. And so that's the kind of morale and atmosphere and feeling I want to create amongst the players that will be here on this campus. And that just comes with working together and creating team unity through the things we'll be doing.
What was your background as a player?
As a player, I played, of course, I told you, at high school level, and then I played at the Santa Rosa Junior College as well for a guy named Marv Mays. My high school coach was a guy named Ed Lloyd, and he was one of the winningest coaches in high school, California high school football at the time. So we learned a lot of things advanced at that level. And I also played baseball at that time in life. What I did was walked on at Chico State, and due to a little Achilles tendon injury, I couldn't afford to stay there any longer. I ended up finishing my career as a collegiate baseball player at Sonoma State, where I played on 3 NCAC back-to-back championship teams. And to be honest with you, my baseball coach at the time, who just completed his 800th win, is named John Geltz. He was my influence into becoming a teacher and a coach, and he is the reason why I went to school to fulfill my master's degree to do this career for a living.
What was your position in football?
I played receiver.
Hey, Matt, how many high schools did Santa Rosa draw from for their football program in the immediate area?
You know, Santa Rosa's area doesn't have a ton of high schools. Kind of similar to this, although there's larger numbers in the community. But I'm guessing it's around 8 to 10 high schools. But the thing about that program is the coaching staff did a phenomenal job, put the school on so-called the map, and it kind of recruited itself in a sense. Not that it's a big out-of-state recruiting program, but now that we have contiguous borders where you can recruit into the counties that touch your county, it opened up opportunities for players that would have normally gone to schools that weren't, didn't have the facilities and didn't have, say, some of the attractive things that our school had to offer.
What's going to be your pitch to maybe the local high school players here to come to Hartnell?
Well, they're going to come to Hartnell to get a great learning experience, not only on the football field, but in the classroom. And they're going to work with a group of coaches that are going to teach them the game, not pat them on the back. And they're going to learn here, and this is going to prepare them for the university level.
When does your recruiting process, such as it is, begin for Hartnell?
Well, as I settle in here over the next week, I'll be getting out and meeting all the high school coaches, getting a contact list of the high school seniors, and making phone calls and setting up appointments where I can meet with them individually. So let's just say that it's beginning right now.
You're probably aware of some of the stuff Hartnell had to deal with last year due to the strike, due to the forfeit one of the games, just given the injuries they had to deal with, the fact that they're playing in the Golden Gate Conference now, which you're quite familiar with, obviously. But yet they're drawing from a relatively small area compared to some of the Bay Area schools. Does this just kind of add to the mounting list of things you're going to have to do to get a team that has the
I'm
background?
not concerned about that. I'm going to take the players that we have here on this campus and coach them up, bring in some other players from the local areas, make them competitive, and you'd be surprised at how many wins you can accomplish when you work together for each other.
Can you beat MPC?
We're going to win every game on our schedule if possible. Yes.
My name is Juan Martinez. I'm a trustee here on campus or here on college.
Hi, Juan. How are you?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask, and maybe you can state a few words regarding your interest and what you would do to secure the concept that we have about recruiting the best, players and that, but also academically, how do we keep them at that level so that they can transfer out and represent Hartnell and the great institution we have elsewhere outside of.
Sounds like my interview panel. Well, and the idea with that is a lot of times the students that don't do well academically waste their first semester, and when it's time to leave, we're making up units for the poor job we did when we first got to the junior college level. So there'll be steps that will be taken through our academic advisor and myself working hand in hand to ensure that these students are enrolled in the proper classes through placement exams, follow up with progress reports, talk to instructors, find them help. If they have learning disabilities, we're going to find that out as soon as possible so we can get them the help that they need so that we are on track to move on when the time comes.
Some of that attention, I think, needs to be. And I'm saying this from my own experience. I know other people are at different levels, but my own experience is that if we had when I was in school a coach from Hartnell coming to recruit us, if we had someone when I was let's say junior or senior, emphasize the importance of academics, thereby bringing up all the junior and senior students to become academically prepared for Hartnell College. Thereby you're bringing in folks that are being prepared at the lower level for you and for us, and thereby when they come on board, they're already, so I was wondering what kind of relationship you would like to, or what can we do to help you build that kind of relationship with the local feeder schools?
We'll work on hosting some events here on campus which will invite seniors and juniors of the local high schools to the campus so they can see what we have to offer here as a coaching staff and as an academic institute. And we can provide them leadership and guidance in that direction and present to them the importance of how well they do in high school at this time before they leave, to develop those skills before they get here. Anybody else? Questions?
All right, before we wrap it up, I think Larry Souza has a presentation that he would like to make. Matt?
Congratulations, Matt. Thanks for coming in. It's nice to have somebody young and energetic. He's got the voice he carries. He's going to do a great job. He's ready. This man's ready to be a head coach, and he's going to take Hartnell and keep that tradition and carry it on. And, I've seen him do it in the pros. I love it. Welcome to Hartnell. Put it on. You're official now, baby. This gentleman has a ton of energy, and he has the 3 R's. He's very reputable, respectful, and responsible. And we're fortunate to have him on campus. He's going to do a great job. Congratulations.
Thanks, Coach.